What's up? It's your girl, Micca, the Badass Unicorn.
And it's your girl, Just Right Jules.
And you're now watching the Red Cup Podcast. Julesy.
Micca.
What's up? The girls are fighting. The girls are fighting. My Azealia Banks boys.
I love it. I love it and hate it. I'm all here for women empowerment, and you know, a little cat fight don't hurt sometimes, even if it's in our politics.
A little cat fight never heard that, but you on my dime doing it. That's the only thing I didn't agree with, but it was fun.
We is paying them.
So if y'all don't know what we're talking about, because we're just getting straight into it today, which if y'all don't know what we're talking about Majorie Taylor Greene and AOC and everybody on the committee up there just getting into it. So we're going to jump right into it because this is hilarious. Let's go.
They're being called the Real Housewives of D.C., and no one is saying sorry today.
I believe she was apologizing.
I'm not apologizing.
The bickering began when Republican firebrand Majorie Taylor Greene insulted Houston Democrat Jasmine Crockett.
I think your fake eyelashes are messing up.
No,
what you're
ain't
reading.
nothing.
Hold on.
Listen.
Order.
I said now, some of y'all do go overboard with the lashes, but that she was out of pocket. She was out of pocket. Okay.
That's beneath even order.
That's when AOC jumped into the fray.
That is absolutely unacceptable. How dare you attack the physical appearance of another person?
Are your feelings hurt?
Oh, girl, baby girl.
Oh, really?
Don't even play.
Baby girl?
When the committee refused to censure Greene, Crockett fired back.
I'm just curious if someone on this committee then starts talking about somebody's bleach blonde, bad built butch body.
We're not going to do this. Look, you guys earlier literally just said
You just voted to do it.
Y'all did it first, so you don't want to talk about
voted to do it.
Order.
I'm trying to get clarification.
Look at calm down. Calm down.
No, because this
I
is
would
what
like to
y'all
get
do.
through proceedings.
So I'm trying to get
Miss
clarification.
Crockett, you're not.
My man confused.
Raskins is like,
Is this junior high or Congress? What are we dealing with here?
The stunning squabble has America buzzing today.
It's embarrassing. It's a girl fight.
You know it's bad when somebody goes, girl, baby girl. Those are kind of fighting words.
Girl, baby girl.
Okay. As you know, a representative of the Hispanic community, the whole Puerto Rican came up out of that. Baby girl, she almost hit the Rosie Perez. You heard that like, okay. I am not an AOC fan, but I'm with her all the way on this. Ms. Greene was wrong. First of all, anytime you on our dime, ma'am, I need you to be talking about those policies. I don't care if it's Democrat, Republican, Independent, Green Party, Green Card, Green Ticket. It don't matter to me, right? But my problem with this was it seemed to me like she wanted to get something. I don't, it's election season, yada, 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 right? So it just seemed like she wanted to get something, but she was out of pocket with saying something about her lashes. Now, if you want to wait till later when y'all not on our dime and say, girl, them lashes is ridiculous. Girl, have at it.
Right.
What you think?
I have a lot of thoughts on this. One, yes, Majorie Greene, honey, baby, you was all the way wrong, out of pocket. I mean, you don't make a statement like that about a black woman's appearance in general, especially not in a political position while you're actually doing your job. I mean, that was just like a setup. And to me, you wanted all of the smoke.
She wanted
You wanted all of the smoke, and now guess what? They done poured gasoline on your ass. And you're burning because you can't even go to the airport without somebody referring to you as the blonde bitch. But I can't even.
It's like a BBB.
It's like Peter Piper, peppers. I can't even get it out.
Blonde, bad built body.
Bad is not referencing like baddie. It's not baddie. So don't think it's a good representation. Bad is just like this is the actual word. This is not like.
Oh no, she said bad built.
Bad built.
She said bad built.
But see, bad built could be like bad, like you a baddie. No, I want you to know, Marjorie, this was not a compliment in any way, form. You come for a person's lashes. You coming for your own self. I just think that the one thing I will say is, people kept saying to Jasmine Crockett, Miss Crockett, however you want to refer to her in her political terms, but they were like, do you feel like you understand the whole Michelle Obama, when they go low, you go high? And in this particular case, I'm like, yeah, I mean, I get it. Like, you want to have some integrity, you want to have some poise about whatever, but at the same time, you're like, nah, she was way out of pocket. And it's like, if you're going to publicly embarrass me and say something, it was the hand gesture. It was the lashes with the hands. And to me, Jasmine Crockett, her lashes actually look good. I done seen some that look worse than that.
Well, okay, so here's the thing, and I tell women this all the time, right? When you let stuff fly, it will become your representation. We know, we've seen the craziest of lashes, right?
Correct.
Now, that woman doesn't, Miss Crockett, she don't have on no crazy lashes.
No.
But because there is a representation of a whole bunch of black girls with them crazy lashes, she knew that would strike a chord, right? Now, I do agree, I wouldn't have argued with her as long. I'd have threw a jab. I ain't gonna lie. I'd have threw a jab. We women, we petty. But I wouldn't argue with this woman as long, because to me, she wanted that smoke. She wanted the rise out of her for whatever reason, politically or whatever, right? Or to make a scene for whatever reason, right? So I think it was definitely planned, but it was funny. I just don't like it on my time. On my dime.
No, I think she thought she was going to get away with it, and I think she underestimated her privilege in that position. And the thing about it is, you can't be in that position and not have some damn poise about yourself. My thing is this: if you're really sitting here name calling and talking about some lashes, that means what is really on your mind? Why are you in this position if the only thing you can sit there, your first comeback, is to talk about somebody's lashes? My thing is, if that's what you had to do, that just shows me what you're worthy of. And that means you're not even worthy of my time to even address you on the country's time. However, I don't knock Jasmine Crockett, because so frequent Black women have to always go through all these little mediocre appearances of things that we have to experience, whether it's our hair, our lashes, the way we dress, our nails. My thing is, why do we have to continue to defend our physical appearance when she looks like what she looks like? Where Miss Crockett had to remind her politely or respectfully in that position that you are a bad built, whatever, bleached blonde.
The reason why she said the bleached blonde is because you can see her whole part. You can see her roots, right?
So therefore,
that's not even your hair.
If you ain't even got your stuff together, how dare you throw a stone when you ain't even got your own stuff together?
Both of them could have used some help.
I mean,
but this is not the time and the place for it, right? It's
disrespectful.
I could pull both of them. I could pull both of them aside, like, honey, the hair on both sides. I need you to get that together. Y'all make enough money on my dime. But this is not. Honestly, this is not the time to actually be talking about that.
But they also said some of them were drinking, and
I believe it, because remember I said I wouldn't have went that long arguing with this woman, right? Like, I'd have set a jab back, and I would have brought it back to what we were talking about.
Right.
So it tells me that something else is going on there, because they were just dragging that out, and I was just like, ma'am, both of you are now annoying me.
When AOC hit that baby girl, I was like,
if I want to drink water, I want to drink water. That's what she sounded like. I said, ma'am, we don't have time for the Puerto Rican princess. Like, y'all are on my dime.
But
Okay.
This is why you got to pay attention to the people we elect in these positions.
Correct.
Because though they may have the agenda, that agenda may get them in those positions. What is their character? My thing is the character of the person. We can put people in these positions because of the policies and the things that they represent, but what do they represent on the inside? And to me, Majorie just showed clearly that you have something against Black women if you're going to sit there and assault someone's black lashes. My thing is, you might need to hit her up and ask her who did her weave and all that other stuff, so you can get your parts touched, your roots touched.
Most people, and I'll say people in general, most people have a prejudice about the other person, right?
Correct.
Or the other race and things like that, because I done heard some wild stuff from all races, right? But there is a sensitivity, I think, that Black women have, and so it's all over the internet, right? So if I know your sensitivity and I know where I can hit you and it will be a sore spot for you, You know, and it's all fair in politics, but the thing about it, this is not a debate. This is not, you know, a discussion. This was actually on the people's time.
Right.
So, no, I don't want to hear about her lashes, whether they're crazy or not.
No.
I don't really want to hear about her not making it to them appointments to get them roots checked. Okay, I don't really want to hear about that, because when she mentioned that, I said, girl, this is a travesty. But I don't want to hear about it on my time, right? Because while it's funny, we're sitting here like, well, we could have just took our money, and y'all could squawk it out, but we could have just took our money and made, you know, the corrections that we need to make as a country without paying y'all, you know, $500,000 a year to do nothing.
To make a spectacle of
because they
government.
wasted 20 to 25 minutes of time, and we needed to really be talking about certain bills and things getting passed. So as funny as it was, because I'm not gonna lie, I'm petty, it was funny. It was unnecessary.
I wasn't expecting that comeback so quick. I mean, the baby girl was one thing, and I was just like, whoa. Like, when the baby girl came, it was like, oh, these are different types of words. And I think Raskins, who's sitting next to the chairman, Raskin is like, he knew.
He said, I'm hard of hearing. He said, now, she built back, what?
His face was like, oh, these are fighting words. But even still, the lashes shouldn't even been up for discussion. My thing is, if you're talking about a policy, a serious policy in which you're trying to put into an action, my thing is, why are somebody's lashes even being up for discussion? So now I'm questioning a lot of things about Majorie Taylor Greene, because now I'm like, what is your priority? Because that means you sitting there the whole time looking at my lashes. You're not even thinking about what the agenda is at hand. So my thing is this: why are you a representation of the American people?
And it makes women in whole, because this is, you have a white woman, you have a black woman, and you have a Hispanic woman, Latino, whatever she recognizes as, all sitting there squawking over stuff we don't care about. Like, I really don't care that her roots is not done. I really don't care that she wears that dress and she's badly built, as funny as that is.
Looking like SpongeBob.
I don't care that old girl has on ridiculous lashes, and I don't care. I really don't care about whatever AOC is talking about. Right?
Just do your job.
Like,
do your job that the Americans
I didn't
say.
elect you, but since you're there, do what you're supposed to do.
What I will say is this. Now, none of these ladies feel obligated to apologize to each other.
Yeah.
But they owe the American people an apology, period.
Correct.
So, because to me, if we have little girls that are using them as an example, is that what we want our children, our little girls, to say?
Because it looks like high school.
It looks like high school. It looks like Mean Girls type of situation going on. It's not. It's, you owe the American people an apology. If you don't owe each other an apology, you owe all of us an apology, because one, that shouldn't have happened on our dime. Two, your representation of as a woman should be better than stooping that low. Now, granted, I understand that Jasmine felt an obligation to defend herself. I feel like AOC felt like she had to step in and chime and make a statement too. But at the same time, there's another way to do it.
Correct.
I don't necessarily know what I would have done in that situation, because I wasn't in that situation. But now that it's already happened, they do owe the American people.
All of them, because you wasted our time.
You wasted. We were reclaiming our time, and we want an apology.
Well, what is it? I like to recognize that y'all wasted our time.
Y'all wasted our time.
And our money.
Get somebody else to do it. Get another country to do it. And my thing is this, like, next time, Marjorie, before you talk about anybody, make sure your roots is done. That's it. Okay? That's all I got to say on it. Jasmine Crockett, you know, there was another way that you could have handled it respectfully and still made your point. But guess what? I enjoyed the joke. Now you're coined up. You done trademarked it all because of that. So, hey, I'm all for women empowerment. And hopefully this encourages Marjorie to get her body right, her hair right, and hopefully her mouth right, because she can't say much.
We're going to move on. Her body right.
So she need to get her body right, her mind right, and all that other stuff, because it's juvenile. And y'all all owe the American people an apology, period.
So now going with another topic. Girls, I do adore. We're going to move on to Caitlin Clark. So Caitlin Clark has been the topic of discussion when it comes to the WNBA. And I know you love basketball, because I don't really care about basketball, but I did find the hoopla around it. I'm here for the comments. I'm here for the drama of basketball. But when it comes to women, though, like I just really found it interesting how much they took something that could be so positive, for all women, black, white, whatever, and it's become crazy. So I want to get into this. What is this? The View. I want to get into The View and what they had to say about Caitlin Clark's popularity, race, all that good stuff.
Let's talk about Caitlin Clark, because she's the breakout star of the WNBA right now with the highest salary in league history. Yeah. And a $28 million endorsement deal from Nike. And in a new article in the LA Times about her success, sports journalist Jamel Hill.
That is a hard one, though.
It's
every time I say her name, it's a hard.
My lips just failed. I felt them start and then, It was like real. So let me try it again. Jamel Hill compares Clark to Steph Curry for being relatable to fans, but claims the fact that she's a straight white woman plays a big role in the hype around her is not the numbers that she puts on the scoreboard. So I want to point something out. She is the NCAA's all-time leading scorer of men and women. In February, she broke the women's record. In March, she broke Pistol Pete Maravich's 3,667-point record. She's had more 30-point games than anyone in the past 25 years.
Yeah.
Okay? She holds a single season 3-point record for women. She's the Big Ten's all-time leader in assists. Now listen, when people say stuff like that, that's like people saying, oh, you only got into this Ivy League college because you're black, or you only got this because of this. This girl earned this. I'm sorry. There are great players.
Okay, so what do you think about what they're saying so far?
So far, I think Whoopi is right where she's saying, she's earned everything that she's received. But obviously there's like the catch-22 to a lot of things in which, there's been a lot of other amazing women that have come through the WNBA that may have not put up those numbers, but they're equally talented in their own right. And I think that it's unfortunate that Caitlin is being pushed in that position. I'm saying unfortunate because it's a lot of pressure that comes in a position like that, because now everyone is expecting you to win. Everyone is expecting, because you got all this money, that you're just going to immediately go out and win games. And they had a losing streak coming, like with her coming into the game. She may be the most paid, but she had to learn this league.
Lost like what, 5 games in a row or something like that?
Yeah, but the thing about it is people are like, the other WNBA players are jealous because of whatever, because of all the attention. The thing is, Caitlin has provided an opportunity for the shows, the games to be on TV now.
Okay, so we gonna get into that.
Yeah, she's provided opportunities, but at the same time, yes, her numbers, her stats, you cannot deny a person's stats. So that's what I'll make the point of.
Okay.
But nobody else has done this, so I'm not mad that they gave her basketball, but I will suggest to Wilson that one of the things they might want to do, Wilson is the people who make the basketball.
Yeah.
I just want to make sure y'all. We could suggest that in, what is the word? To honor the women who play in the WNBA. Maybe they should do a series of balls.
Yeah. I like that.
And please, do not make them pink, okay? They don't need to be pink. Just make them regular basketballs, because there are some extraordinary players, and she is part of the reason that people are now paying attention. I'm telling you, I'm having the hardest time today.
You sound like me on a Monday.
Yeah. That people are paying attention to the...
Whoopi actually is doing okay today. Okay, Whoopi.
Okay.
WNBA. Okay.
Let me take this baton from you.
Please.
I got
can't
you.
do this anymore.
No, I think what Jamel Hill was saying is important. We need to identify communities that have not gotten the spotlight. Paige Buckers from UConn gave an amazing SB speech about 2 years ago, giving her award essentially to the black women that preceded her, saying although they won 80% of the awards that year, they got less than half of the media coverage. All of those things can be true. I think uniquely with Caitlin Clark, she cannot be.
Okay, I like what she just said. It's something that I always speak to. More than one thing can be true at a time. Like, everybody always likes to focus on one thing. And I'm like, but there's multiple things going on. This is a multi-universe. We're not even going to get into that, y'all.
Reduced to much beyond her statistics because a number is not biased. It just is what it is. But I think that she's also been good about addressing those who came before her. She knows that, like, Maya Moore, her idol, came before her. She's been very reverent in saying, it was all these women that opened it up and built the sport, and she's taking it a little further. It also can't be forgotten that she came from Iowa, and I say that not just as a proud Iowan, but Caitlin Clark could have gone to a much better basketball program. She made a deliberate choice to build a program. A lot of times people talk about a GOAT being only if you have rings. Caitlin knew going into her choice at Iowa that she was going to be building a program under the tutelage of Coach Bluter, and she took pride in staying home for that. Iowa doesn't have professional teams. We don't get to follow much. So although everyone got on the Caitlin Clark train eventually, Iowa was so thirsty and hungry for a player they could follow and believe in, and you felt like you were a part of it. So that was the beginning of this gusto. LSU, UConn, all these amazing programs. It's like we're back in national, cool. Yeah, we were there last year too. You know, like, so they didn't have quite the same oomph as this Iowa program had, and that's part of the reason Caitlin Clark has also been such a big deal.
Look, I've been a basketball fan since I can remember. I played basketball with my dad in Harlem when I was 5 years old. So I remember loving the game, and the game not necessarily loving women back. Right? At all. And the WNBA started in 1996. First games played in 1997. It's 2024, and we're just really now talking about it. And so if Caitlin Clark is the vehicle that will bring this sport that I have loved so much and so long to little 5-year-old girls playing in Harlem, I say yes, bravo. I have no problem with that.
Okay, so let's talk about that aspect real quick. So she's saying, okay, she doesn't have a problem with that. But, you know, when somebody prefers something like that, they're going to talk about something else. But just to speak to that point, right? Okay, Caitlin Clark has brought attention to the WNBA. Correct. Because I don't watch the NBA, let alone the WNBA, right? And I think sometimes women don't like to speak to that point because y'all are not watching these women.
Correct.
Women have such a huge buying power, which is why most stuff is marketed to women.
Correct.
Y'all are not watching it because y'all are not excited. So why are you blaming the NBA? Right? And then they're blaming the NBA when the NBA has been subsidizing them. So they take a lot of the NBA players, if not all of them, take a lot of their funding to actually subsidize what the WNBA doesn't bring in. Right? And so these men have already been supporting these women. So why bring up the point that, oh, well, the game hasn't loved them? Yes, they have. There's tons of men that have spoken up for the women. Yes. The NBA players, they have been. And they take a chunk of their money and give it to the WNBA.
Right. It's the media, though. So the media, okay, so I'm going to say this, and I might be the only person to say this, and this just could be partial.
Yeah.
But I actually didn't start watching the WNBA until I started following Angel Reese.
Okay.
Angel Reese is the reason why I watched the WNBA. It is not because of Caitlin Clark. Caitlin Clark is someone that I later on realized was like, oh, she's pretty damn good. Damn, she just made that three-pointer from like half court. You game recognize game. So I'm able to recognize the amazing things that Caitlin Clark has done. But I'm personally a fan of Angel Reese. I'm a personal fan of Chicago Sky. I wasn't following them before. But why am I following them? I'm following them because of Angel Reese. So I'm not following Indiana Fever. I'm not following them, but that's just my personal preference. It's not to say, you know, that Caitlyn is bad. It's just to say I made my decision. And a lot of people recognize the game that Caitlyn has, and it is amazing, right? It's amazing. But the same way you can have, like you said, you can have two great players. Yeah. I just choose to follow Angel, yes, because she's an African American woman, and yes, because she's from the DMV. But she's also won a championship. She stood on her business. She's also being a face for more African American little girls that want to go into basketball and stuff like that, and making that space available. She's also made some changes for her image to be a better example now that she's in this new role. No shade to Caitlyn.
Right, but most people identify with something that speaks to them.
Correct.
So that's not necessarily a problem. The problem I have with everything is trying to pit those two ladies against each other.
That's what's happening. So apparently that's where the jealousy, quote unquote, comes into hand, because Caitlin Clark is on the private jets. You know, they're able to do private jets because you have a person named Caitlin Clark that's there. For instance, now we have the Mystic games. So all of the games, like some of the WNBA games, where they were at smaller venues at first, now all the games where they're playing against Indiana are now going to be in the larger facilities.
Right,
so
it got the Mystics one got moved to the
Capital One Arena, which
and
is
it's sold out.
And it's sold out. But Angel's game was also changed to the Capital One Arena because she's on
it's sold out.
And it's sold out. Why? Because she's going to bring home that hometown love, because she's now home in a sense. But Angel brings out a crowd. Angel has made an impact since she's been in the WNBA. It's not to say that Caitlyn won't. It's just to say that they will all get their time to shine. And I think that is messed up that they're pinning them against each other when in reality they're not really even against each other. The same way they did with Brandy and Monica.
But
pinning people against each other. And
but
really
see,
cool.
it's the media, like you said, though.
It's
because at the end of the day, right, those two ladies are phenomenal. You can have Jordan and Kobe, right? I mean, you had it at one point in time.
I mean,
you had Jordan and Kobe.
I mean, I wouldn't say Kobe and Jordan because I feel like Jordan was at the end of his career. Now, I think when you say
but I'm saying you can have two GOATs.
You can have,
or two people that are phenomenal or
Steph
great.
Curry and Kevin Durant, or Kyrie Irving and a Kevin Durant.
I'm just thinking about it from people of greatness, right?
They're great.
You can have people exist that, like, the thing that like irks me with women, with anything that has to do with women, right? And forget the media, forget men. Women act like it can only be one. And it's just like, why? Right? Like there's when it comes to Nicki Minaj, right? You know, like Nicki Minaj did what she did, right? She never said that there can't be other female rappers, right? And there are other female rappers that either they arise to the type of artist that she is, or they don't.
They don't. Okay.
Right, but that has nothing to do with Nicki.
Right. Okay.
Right, and so, but some people will put it as, if the other females don't rise to the occasion, they will put it as, oh, well, she only wants it to be one. No, she's at the top of her game.
Correct.
When Jordan's at the top of her game, at the top of his game, he's like, hey, y'all rise to the occasion. Kobe rose to that occasion because Kobe literally plays like Michael Jordan. Played like Michael Jordan, right? And so,
but the championships are what I feel like a lot of people equate greatness to, right?
Okay.
So, for instance, like LeBron, you know, he wasn't quote unquote great. Like, you know, he came straight out of high school. But LeBron got like this target on his back because he did come from straight out of high school. So people hold you to this standard. And it's like, you may not even be there, but they hold you to the standard and they want you to achieve this greatness. And you still have to take the time to put the work in to get to that level. You may be a phenomenal high school player, but you now have to go now prove yourself into the league. And which the only way you prove yourself is with a championship. So considering that, Iowa has gone to the championship game 2 years back to back, in which they fall short. One to Angel Reese, who's now also in the WNBA making an impact, and then you fall short to Dawn Saley and
but look at the men greats, right? Jordan wasn't the best out the gate,
but he had championships to prove.
No, I'm saying out the gate.
Right.
The rookie is because they're also getting into the fact of Angel Reese. I'm sorry, not Angel Reese. Caitlin Clark losing games and things like that, right? And I'm like, she's a rookie. She played with college level. You're now playing with women that are just as fast as you, you know, just as this, that, and the third, right?
With something to prove.
But
too.
you gotta give her a chance to acclimate.
Correct.
Now, after a couple years, now if she don't acclimate, then she, you know, she's trash.
She'll be fine.
But I don't think she's trash. I just think you have to get acclimated because now you're going from amateur, if you want to call it that, to pro because you're being paid to do this. And the women that are there are the best of the best like you.
Correct. And so when you think about, for instance, like you said, everybody got to start somewhere. So like when Michael Jordan came into the league, they lost. When Kobe came into the league, they lost.
Yeah.
And another reason why is because the way they draft people, the team with the most losses, they get the top draft pick. So in situations like that, you're going to the number one pick normally going to one of the teams is probably not the best team.
But they need to get pieces around.
Now you have to prove why you're the greatest player. Because now you have to bring all this whole team.
But basketball is a team sport. Even though I don't watch it like that, I noticed that it's a team sport.
It is a team sport. But a lot of people are expecting, once you get to a certain level, people expect nothing but the best from you. So that's the gripe of getting to greatness. The gripe of getting to the greatness is like once you get an A, people expect you to get all A's. When you get a C, everyone is going to come for your head like, oh my gosh, she got a C. And you're like, I've been getting A's all this time. And now I get a C, or I'm losing a couple games, and now I have so much to say. Keep that same energy when I'm at the top, you know, making them cheers and stuff like that. Keep the same energy. Don't just come for me when I'm down. Come for me when I'm doing good too. So I think Caitlin will do amazing. I'm not following Indiana's game personally. I have been following the Chicago game because it's just it's a different energy. It's just like a different energy.
But it's what you're used to. And then just to go into really quick, the whole racial aspect, right? We live in a country where most of the country is white. I don't understand why you wouldn't think that a white player wouldn't get a lot of notoriety. Most of the country is white. Right? So, and we just talked about how people identify. If they're white, they're looking at the white girl who can ball. I don't have a problem with that, right?
And they said straight. They acknowledge
which is most people, right? We understand there are people that are in the LGBTQ plus community, right? But they are not the majority.
No.
So most white women are straight. Most white men are straight.
Right.
What is the problem? Why do we have to make something out of nothing, right?
Because
Angel Reese, didn't she get drafted? She didn't get slighted,
no,
right?
She didn't get slighted.
So I'm like, why y'all doing this to these women? Making it a racial thing when this is the new generation. They can start something. Well, they already have.
They're starting something.
But it's something other than the topic of race. Like, these women are excelling. Like, why we got to drag it back to something so
because they treat them differently.
Stupid.
Because they treat them differently. And I think, to me, from what it seems to me, Angel seems to like the attention. She seems to be pulled into that spotlight, and I think she's owning it, right? And which I'm sure they had to do some PR training and all that other stuff too. But I feel like Caitlin is just trying to play ball. And I feel like she don't even like all this attention. Somewhere in me feels like she's not liking all this attention that's put on her, or because it's a lot of pressure. When people put this pressure on you, that means you have to own it. That means you have to rise to the occasion. And I think right now they're putting all the spotlight on this young girl, and she just wants to do what she loves to do. And me and my husband, we had an argument about this because he was like, she wants the spotlight. She
seems like a sweet girl, though.
But she doesn't like.
I mean, Angel does too, but Angel seems to thrive in, you know, whatever, whether it's good press or bad press, right? She seems to thrive in it. Caitlin seems more like, because, you know, people could be introverted.
She's a ball player.
Yeah,
she
she's
said
like, I just want to play.
I'm a ball player. So, like, up until they got their first win, she was all like, I'm just trying to play ball. I'm a ball player. I don't do social media. I'm not doing all that. Angel is more involved in that. And so as a result, you know, you put more of a target on yourself when the more famous you get, the more of a target you become. Like they say, the more money you make, the more
money, more problems.
Jealousy.
No Diddy.
Hey, no, that's all Biggie. All Biggie. Like, you know, and it's like the higher you get, the more pressure, the more target people come for you. So I wish the both ladies, all the WNBA, the best of luck this season. I'm so happy that you guys are being recognized. If it took Caitlyn for her to come into the league for y'all to get that recognition, then by all means,
it doesn't matter. It doesn't
with it.
matter. Women are getting recognized. Women are getting more eyes on them. What's the problem?
But I mean, the one thing that I will say to end, because I know we, you know, whatever, but I feel like the one thing that the women that have already been in the league and they're like, okay, so we gonna get this primetime game.
Then they got
Indiana.
They got a little jealousy. They got no hate.
It's not jealousy. It's not jealousy. It's not jealousy.
Okay,
people keep saying it's jealousy, but it's like, if we gonna get this spotlight, we want to show people what we made up. Why would we sit here and let this rookie come in here? And our team
then play ball.
Yeah, we're gonna come in here and play ball. Like I seen the one funniest caption that was like, they was like, she only here because Sandra Adams got pregnant because they used to jump from
from Love and Basketball.
And I hollered, but no, she, you know, Caitlyn belongs there. These women have put their work in.
Rookie took her spot.
Yeah, the rookie took, I mean, hey. But I feel like they shouldn't do this, but it's all media. It's all publicity. They're going to continue to do it. We're talking about it right now. But in all actuality, Caitlyn, you're a phenomenal player. I mean, to your team, good luck to y'all. Angel, Chicago Sky, Chi-Town Barbie, do your thing, baby. Represent for the DMV. That's all I got.
Barbs.
Hey.
and I'll just counter that and say, look, anytime women can just, you know, shine and do what they need to do, I don't see the problem with it. But I will say this, WNBA, if you want to get more viewership, especially for men, lower the hoop, let them dunk. I guarantee you, men will start watching it. They start and dunking, child, they're going to be on it. Because that's the excitement.
I was not expecting for you to say lower the hoop.
Lower the hoop.
That's short people problems.
That's
5 feet and under problems.
You got a Shaq hoop up here for a woman that's only 6 foot. Man, lower that hoop. Okay. And you're good. All right, so we're going to move on.
Short people problems.
Girls. We're going to move on to your girl.
My girl.
Yeah, your girl, Marilyn Mosby.
Marilyn Mosby.
I'm going to hit you with the Nikki.
You going to hit me today? Oh, my God. Okay.
So, Marilyn Mosby, we talked about her before when her case was first happening. And so I want to get into this reaction on Marilyn Mosby's sentencing because it has progressed. They have found her to be guilty. So we're going to get into that live from Baltimore.
And, you know, I'm thankful for the court for keeping their mother with their children. You know, this has been a case about her money the entire time. Still very perplexed, but thankful for where we are right now.
And was it touching that the judge said the fact that she's a mother of 2 young daughters really weighed heavily factored into her decision?
Yeah, I think that was critically important, and I think many of the details associated with the case were critically important. You know, many people are surprised that we're here. Took the weight of the federal government on her, and you know, I'm proud of Marilyn, the way she's carried herself this entire time. You know, for years, you know, under a cloud that I think was unfairly targeted.
Okay, thank you, President Mosby. It looks like Marilyn Mosby is about to come out, so we're going to back up here. I'm going to move my way out. You can see that we're making our way back to the podium. Her supporters say she may come up to this podium and speak. We're not sure about that. She waived her right. They say she's definitely speaking. She did waive her right to give a statement before the judge handed down her sentence. She could have done it if she wanted to. She chose not to. So we are just awaiting her coming out.
No, that's just smart. Okay. The girl don't give him nothing else.
Out here, her supporters are lined up here waiting for her. We can see inside there's a big reflection here, so I'm just going to step up here and tell you what I can see going on inside. There are supporters inside the lobby of the courthouse here, and they were applauding and cheering for her as she came down the escalator from the 4th floor courtroom. That was maybe about 5 minutes ago. I can see that she's J. Wendell Gordon, criminal defense attorney, who was one of the character witnesses who spoke on her behalf. He's standing here inside the lobby alongside at least one of Marilyn Mosby and Nick Mosby's young daughters. They're school-age children, they're minor children. They actually arrived with their...
I understand because she's a politician, but I don't like when they bring them babies. Like,
I wasn't
babies
sure at first about it, but at the same time, I do respect the transparency as a parent. You got to respect the transparency.
Yeah, but children don't need to know everything. That's
mother of 2 young daughters did factor heavily into all of the things the court weighed before rendering the decision. You see J. Wendell Gordon coming out here. He was one of the speakers. There was 13 speakers who delivered remarks ahead of the sentence. Earlier, Kobe Little we see here. Okay. Here's Ms. Mosby. She's flanked by her daughters. Sorry, ma'am. Sorry. I gotta put my microphone up here. Sorry. Okay. Excuse me.
Justice for Maryland! 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 Justice for Maryland!
Now, if I was...
Lord Jesus, what's she about to say?
I'm gonna let it play because I don't want to keep stopping. But
Well, he ain't not saying nothing. I think the girl started out. Yeah.
Hi, my name is Anaya Mosby. Thank you to everyone who supported my mom. We are so grateful for everyone who signed the petition for President Biden to pardon my mom.
Good afternoon. My name is Marilyn Mosby, and I want to thank all of you, friends, family, and the city of Baltimore, and the entire country for showing up for my mom. And her fight for justice has inspired me to become a prosecutor.
5-6. Trust in the Lord with all your heart. Lean not on your own understanding. Submit to him in all of your ways, and he will make your path straight. I just want to say from the bottom of my heart, thank you. Thank you for the fight. Thank you to everyone who signed that petition. Thank you for the federal public defender team that so eloquently advocated on my behalf. Thank you. I swear God sent angels into my life to see me when I felt like I wasn't being seen. And I'm just so grateful to each and every one of you, to the 14 civil rights organizations that have signed on to that pardon. Urban League, NAACP, Win with Black Women, my brother Ben Crump, I tell you, my sister Angela Rye, Monique Presley, there were so many, Latasha Brown, Kim Gardner, all of the folks that came out today. And I would be remiss if I did not acknowledge those of you locally who were fighting for me from the beginning. The Sheenas, the Hakis, the Earthas, the Bills. I'm just so incredibly grateful.
Okay. So I see it from 2 different angles, right? All right.
Good.
Yeah. No. No. I'm a human being, right? And the babies, I understand, but I'm gonna go home and talk to my babies. I don't want my babies there front and center like that because, again, we talked about this before. The sins of the fathers will go to the children.
Yeah.
Right? Like, they haven't even started their life, and they have to contend with whatever their mother did.
Correct.
Right? And so me personally, I would rather keep my babies away from that.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And, you know, my babies want to support me. They want to bring me stuff. They want to say stuff to me. It's fine.
Mm-hmm.
But not in the public eye at the trial and things like that. It's not like you're just, you know, walking in the courthouse with your babies or something like that, and then they take them somewhere else.
Mm-hmm.
You got your baby speaking. And I understand this is election season and all that. Like, I understand politics.
Mm-hmm.
But people got to understand that children are affected by a lot. That little girl was crying, right? Because it's her mother. Regardless of what I think about Marilyn, it's her mother.
Correct.
Right? And so everybody has a mother, and I understand it. And I don't like when children are used in any capacity to try to wing people over, right?
Mm-hmm.
Whether it's the media, whether it's for the person in general, like, it just puts babies in a bad place. So that's one thing.
Mm-hmm.
But the other thing is, do I think what she did is the biggest blunder? No. But do I think she did, do I know she did something wrong? Yeah, because if one of us regular folk, you know, outside of being a politician, would have done it, the banks would be on your ass. Like, period. The banks would be on your ass.
I don't know about that part.
Okay, so we talked about,
I don't know about that part.
we talked about, and I'll talk to the public here about me buying a house, right? And so when you gift somebody money, right, they go into your finances. If I would have lied about gifting somebody the money when it was really my money, then that is mortgage fraud. It's mortgage fraud. She did do something wrong.
Okay.
Right? And so if a regular person cannot get out of it, ma'am, you can't get out of it either. Because there are people that have went to jail for mortgage fraud. Right? Whether you think it's petty or not. So if you think it's petty or whatever, how about you get your little Democratic buddies together and come up with a little bill to like this is what these things are made of.
Right.
Okay. But to say that, oh, well, they're just trying to attack me, ma'am, there are plenty of people that have been in quote unquote situations that, you know, you're making millions. There are people in those situations and they're going to jail. She's not going to jail. She's not going to jail. Biden or anybody in the Democratic, whatever, is going to push to give her a pardon, drag it out, whatever. Right? So what I'm saying is you have a privilege. You do. You have a privilege of being a part of a system that you say don't work, but it's going to work for you because you already know, even without the people's vote, you're not going to jail, ma'am, because you have a system around you that's going to protect you. What about all the people that are, quote unquote, in worse positions and said, damn, I need to do this and so I can get this house for my kids and my babies? Oh, ma'am, that's mortgage fraud. You're going to jail.
Okay, first, I want to say that I signed a petition for her because I don't feel like she should have gone to jail for that at all. No, I don't think this is something that she should have served time for. I feel like she's done her part as a community leader in so many ways, whatever. Now, do I think people should have to deal with the consequences of their actions? Yes. So do I think for her to be on house arrest for a year is sufficient? I do think that's sufficient. If she did, however, commit mortgage fraud.
Well, she did.
She got sentenced. I mean, some people, it's all on what you can prove. It's all on what you can
but
prove.
They proved
it's
it.
all on what you can prove.
Yeah.
So the facts speak for themselves. So at this point in time, in that regard, I do think that there's some people that get away with mortgage fraud that we won't even know about. I do think they, however, you know, they were going to look for something. If mortgage fraud was what they can find on her, then mortgage fraud was what it was. Okay, so if she would have did something else, they were going to find anything that this woman did. That's my point in it. So if she would have did something as far as like rob someone of $100, then we would have found out about it.
But is that a crime? No, I'm just asking. Is it illegal?
Robbing someone $100 is illegal.
No, I'm saying is what she did.
It is illegal. It is in fact illegal based on the facts that they prove.
No, based on that you
that
can't do that. You can't say so, because if I'm gonna the reason.
So
I'm not an advocate for banks. I hate banks.
I know.
I don't like them at all. I'm not an advocate for oversight of government.
Right.
Right. Like, as that person, I'd be like, girl, go ahead. I don't care.
Right.
But my problem is, as a politician, right? You are just like with entertainers. Entertainers like to say, well, I'm not a role model. Ma'am, yes, you are. You are.
You're a figurehead, yes.
Yes. So at that point in time, you know how people are looking at you.
Correct.
So to do something that the quote unquote regular person would do that wouldn't be in the spotlight, ma'am. If it's wrong,
can't do it.
If it's wrong for them, it's doubly wrong for you.
It's triple wrong for you because you did do all the stuff with Freddie Gray, and the Trump administration did have it out for. That's the reality. If that's the one fact.
But that's politics.
We know
on both sides.
I understand that, but she could have very well did mortgage fraud. She clearly did. Okay, based on the facts, the evidence that was proven in court, right? However, if we going to sit here and act like she did not have a target on her back, we'd be damn crazy to think that she did.
All politicians have a target on their back. But you don't like Trump like that. But let's be clear. He has a target because he can win. So the Democrats are going to go.
People just want him because of the money.
Hold on. But
they're all opportunists.
But if he can win, you have a target. You have a target. If somebody knows, hey, you can win, they're going to say, what the hell? What is he doing that I can showcase to say that this person is bad?
I will say
whether you like him or not. And whether I like her or not, she is going to have a target because she is on the opposite of
the first
political
time around
spectrum.
the first time with Trump, I feel like, yes, I can understand a target. This time around, Trump is not targeted.
He has a target, period, because he has the people.
No. He, at this point in time,
he got the people.
Trump has the people. So therefore, since he has the people, the target that he once had on his back the first time is not there to me.
Oh, it's still there.
No,
because they don't want the establishment. Don't want that.
No, I don't.
Republican or Democrat.
No, this is how I'm looking at it. They were coming out with everything that they can possibly come up with the first term. I don't hear that slander like I heard it before. The most that they can just say he was impeached. They are not coming out with all. No,
I'm not saying. I'm not saying slander. I'm saying.
Oh no,
I'm saying do cases to where it's more legal now, right?
Okay.
Do cases to where you can't run and things like that, right?
You should not be able to run. That's my perspective.
I don't agree. I don't agree with the government. I don't. No, because if that's the case, then Bill Clinton shouldn't be doing shit.
Is he doing anything? He does like public. He does appearances, but Bill ain't doing shit.
But when he was doing it, Democrats felt a certain way about it.
Well, he was trying to get on board. Because
did he not lie? Did he not lie and say he didn't do nothing? He literally did something over White House.
He lied something about a sexual.
He lied. Can you sleep with somebody at work?
I might if I wanted to. I mean, shit. But
no, what I'm saying is,
I'm a married woman. I sleep with nobody.
Can you sleep with your man at work?
I'm no. But in theory, I just feel like this. Like Marilyn
Mosby. You got a target. I understand.
She got a target on her back. So therefore, when you do got a target on your back, that means yes, you're not on a probational period where you can't do shit.
Correct.
Meaning everything you do needs to be done in a certain way. The thing about it is, as an African American, people gave us some comments on the last time, like, oh, because she's black. If she's wrong, she's wrong. I'm not supporting anybody that's wrong. She should deal with the consequences. You also made another point about the children.
Yeah.
The only reason why I would say that I understand why she brought her children there is because she want her children to hear the truth from the actual source. Because the media is going to turn this to be whatever. And like years from now, this is something that her children will be able. She'll get them the help. I'm pretty sure they'll get counseling and all that type of stuff. They got the money to do that. They're going to go through the process or whatever. But what her baby girl said to me, and which I value, which is she wants to go into prosecution after this. There's not a lot of black people or black women that go into prosecution or into law. And that's something that I hope to see, even in a political aspect. What I'm hoping to see.
I think that's a good thing.
What I love that part. So what I'm hoping to see within the next 10 to 15 years is more African American or minorities going into positions of power and understanding that they have a voice. In order for those things, the policies to be changed, we need more people that are going to honor those policies that we're trying to put in place or need to be put in place, because they're not always fair for Black and brown people. And
Right, but at the same time,
or people that are broke. I mean,
but
because everything is a benefit for a person that has money. A person that has money can get away with anything. It's not just about a political position. It's about your financial position.
That's why I said
it's not always political.
That's why I said she's also benefiting from the same system she's talking about, because if you or I, right, non-politicians, do what she did, we don't have no petition for no Biden. We don't have that.
But we didn't also.
We're not getting it.
How many police officers did she put in jail?
What I'm saying is,
and they got off.
She has a system to back her the same way, like an independent artist versus a major label, right? They have the system.
Right.
They got the machine. She has the Democratic machine. That's the same as the Republican machine.
I mean, it's an insurance.
It's
almost
a
like
machine.
Insurance. It's almost like an insurance
It's a
policy.
machine. Both of those parties are a machine.
But
that's why I'm an independent, because both of those parties will push people in your face.
But that's what I'm
even
hoping.
if you don't want them.
Right. So we got to go with the options that's available, because I mean, even though Trump,
no, the people can revolt and say I ain't doing it at all.
Correct.
Right? And you would send a clear message.
Right.
But you know what? Humans like familiarity. And they will go with what's familiar versus what's best for them.
Right.
But what I'm saying about Marilyn, what I'm saying about Marilyn is I can understand what she did.
Right.
But I'm looking at it because she's a politician.
Right. She got
a regular person can't get away with it. Ma'am, on my tax dime and what I'm paying you, you needed to come up with some other money then, because there are tons of homeowners. Baltimore's selling homes for $1 right now, and still people can't get in them, right? So you mean to tell me you didn't have $5,000 sitting somewhere that you actually had to go and lie about your man giving you that money when it was your money? Ma'am, I don't know what your finances is like.
Right.
But maybe you need to fix them, because at the end of the day, I'm paying you to do a job. And yeah, I'm gonna need you to be above board. That's just what it is. You have to be above board. You signed up for this job, right? It can be petty, it can be this, that, but you're not regular. You're not regular.
She's not regular, but
and you know the law, so that makes it even worse. You're a lawyer.
But I get that part. I get the lawyer part. I get the above the law part. I get the part where it's like you're a political person. But at the same time, there's a lot of people of other races that are not getting the hammer thrown at them like this. And that's my problem.
But what your mom always tell, but what your mom or your daddy always tell you?
Don't worry about what other people doing. Like stay in your lane. But my thing is this: if you're gonna come and throw the book at this one woman, then you need to go back and evaluate some of them other people that are in these positions that are doing way more illegal stuff than just getting mortgage fraud. My thing is this woman was trying to create a lifestyle for her family. Now, granted, if she pulled from a 401k and then gave it to her husband, and the husband gave it back to her, guess what? It's still her fucking money.
But you know the banking system. Again, I say I don't like it. But what she gets is favor from the same system that she quote unquote don't like, but she's gonna get favor from that system. Me and you won't get favor from this. No. They're gonna say, take your ass to jail, do not pass go, do not collect $200.
Right. And even though you're on the lighter side of things, you ain't gonna get no justice either.
Look, you gonna get 10 years.
Right.
I may get a little cut. They're like, give us 2 years.
I'm gonna get all
but
of
we're
that.
going to jail because we are.
She on your side of the color too. So,
yeah,
I mean,
but she getting favor.
But my thing is, you probably got the same damn sentences and you up here talking shit. You would have got that same stay at home.
No,
I'm
holding people. No, when I pay people with my damn tax money, I hold them above board, and I don't care if they're white, black, a woman, whatever, because I'm paying you. If somebody come in, and do something in my house, well, you ain't say nothing to the what? I'm paying you.
So my question then, real quick, before I know we about to go to another thing, but so you okay with Trump telling them people to go up into the Capitol building and do what they did? You okay with that?
But that's not what he said. Now let's be clear.
Let's go to the Capitol. Let's storm the Capitol.
Okay, so
you people.
Okay. So real quick,
then let them go, and then we're to the bunker.
Okay, so real quick. the history of this country literally says if you don't like what's going on, if your government becomes tyrannical, you can literally change it. You can literally, yes. Okay, so I know
you're supposed to go in there and
yes. Oh yes.
No,
hold on.
No.
Time out.
If that was black people, then black people
they got the right to do it too.
They would have been shot before they got in the front of it. They would have called the National Guard. It would have been 20,000.
Do you know what
black people?
Because you know all my family is hold on, wait. You know all my family is police officers, so I actually know what really happened. A lot of those people were beat the hell up. The media did not show it. Good. A lot of those people will beat the hell up. But your actual constitutional right, whether black or white, if your government acts tyrannical for you, I'm about to say Benjamin Banneker, I'm sorry. Not Benjamin Banneker. That's my DC, that's that DC coming out of me. Because you know. Mad at me, y'all. But no, your actual government, your actual constitutional right. You can overturn your government. That's why if you sign up for a government job, they ask you up front, do you want to overturn your government? Do you have something against your government? Because it's your constitutional right. Because what happened is the white people that were coming. I get that, but the white people that were coming from England and all that other stuff. That was a tyrannical government, and they said we're not going to follow that nonsense, right? Forget if black people were in this or not. I'm just talking about the actual government, right? What your rights are, right? So that being said, you actually have the right. This is a fucking tyrannical government. This is ma'am.
They gave us the verdict of who is going to be elected.
If you don't like it, you can change. You don't have to
go in there and raid the Capitol, though, Micca.
No, ma'am. Listen. No.
They were crawling up the wall.
Wait. Hold on, Jules.
Like roaches crawling up the wall.
Jules.
That is not normal.
But Jules,
that is not.
Jules, when something happened in the hood and they said they were acting ridiculous for burning down those cities, I saw all the black people come out like, nah, this is fucked up, so this is what we're going to do, right? They're going to riot. They're going to do that. Every fucking black person had a excuse for it. So you mean to tell me the government who really does extra oversight to all people, and I do mean all people. So hold on, let me finish. The extra oversight that they do, right? It is your actual constitutional. You Jews, it is your actual constitutional right.
It is my right, but I have to act like an animal.
Hold on, that's not an animal. When I say, because this has happened before.
Correct.
Because I know my history. This has happened before. When your government gets out of line, ma'am, you can go in and storm it and change it. That is in your Constitution. All you got to do is read it. That is in the Declaration of Independence. So, all you got to do is read it. Hold on. So I know most people don't know the history. I'm glad I went to school in D.C. because not only did you get civics, right, which they don't teach anymore. I know why they don't teach it.
Go ahead.
Not only did you get civics, you got D.C. history, right? That Capitol building has been remodeled a bunch of times because of that same reason. Because of that same reason. This is not the first time this is our generation, right?
I don't believe black people. I don't think
it doesn't matter if black people did
not even made it to the
But you're not arguing my point. But you're not arguing my point. But you're not arguing my point.
My question is this to you now.
You're not arguing my point.
What black people been able to get away with, the white people did with that Capitol building.
That's not my point.
I'm asking you that question.
Okay, so I'm gonna answer that. I'm gonna answer that, and I'm gonna say to my point. Do I think there probably would have been different a response, especially the response I actually seen firsthand? It probably would have did maybe more, but there were people that got there. Yeah, there were people that got whooped.
Okay,
because I seen the actual camera footage inside, right? And there's a whole host of things with that.
How they got treated, right?
Yeah,
as a result. Go ahead.
But
Your point.
I'm not arguing that point. My point is, as an American, do you have that right? That was my point.
Mm-hmm.
And yes, you have that right when you think your government is acting a certain way. Your government tax you for stuff that they're not supposed to be taxing you for. Your government oversights you for things you're not supposed to have.
Gotcha.
This is literally in your Constitution. So if you're tired of... Hold on.
Who's paying for the Capitol to get fixed? Who's paying for the Capitol to get fixed? Is it the Capitol or us? The federal government?
The same people that the government is taxing illegally.
Mm-hmm.
It's the same thing.
So the people that stormed the Capitol, that created a whole mayhem, tore it up, did all that shit up in there, pretty much we have to pay for the fact that they
did you get mad when you had to pay for it in the 60s? Or did you get mad?
I wasn't in existence.
But that's my point. The taxes were still the same. Did you get mad when you had to pay for it? Did you get mad when you had to pay for it in the early 1900s? Hold on.
It's the fact that you had a whole president incited to allow for that to happen.
You had that before. You had that before.
No, that shit is foul.
So would you like me to bring up the history? You had that before.
I wasn't around for that before.
It doesn't. That's why. Hold on.
How can I do something if I wasn't
But Jules,
here?
that's why I said this is our generation of it. This is our generation of it.
Mm-hmm.
But it's happened before because it is your right. And Jules, I don't care if those people were black. I would have said that is your right. And honestly and truly, I think. Hold on. The last time black people were actually going to do that because Martin Luther King said they should storm the Capitol. Martin Luther King said we are going to get our check. He was going to storm the Capitol right before the government killed him.
Okay.
And his wife proved it.
Here.
Hold on. His wife proved that the government killed him in court.
Okay.
She proved that. So he was going, because he got tired of that kumbaya stuff. He got tired of it, and he actually went and did the history and looked it up. And he said,
as a result of telling people to storm the Capitol. But we have a person that's running for president that did the same thing that is running for president. He's alive.
But
He's
Jules,
alive.
Jules, you made my point. But Jules, I just made the point.
Okay.
That
I didn't
a
have to pay
black
for
man
did the same thing and he died.
But hold on.
As a result of
Hold on, but he wasn't a president. He was a regular person, which is my point about Marilyn.
Died.
Hold on, which is my point about Marilyn Mosby.
Correct.
Right? There's
point.
a difference in how you treat somebody that's a political figure, right?
Mm-hmm. So you killed the black one.
Hold on. That's the government that I keep telling you about.
Kill the black ones, but the white ones get to go and say stuff like, "Oh, your lashes." You're not. Like that.
You're not. But you're not.
That's not fair.
But you're still not focusing on what I said. I keep saying that system that she is in, because she is a politician,
correct,
is the same system that's going to help her, and she knows it. She knows it. She's not going to jail. She knows that system is going to help her.
The system that caught her up. So of course,
no. 1 wing. It's the same bird, ma'am.
It's the same thing.
It's the same bird. She's on 1 wing. If we got a mansion, Jules, you live on the east side of the mansion. I live on the west side. Do we both live in a mansion? Can you tell people you live in a mansion?
Yes.
Okay.
It's not the point.
We live in a mansion.
I'm just saying, if
me and you can't do what Marilyn Mosby did.
We wouldn't. But then even again, it makes you wonder, if she were a white woman, what would her sentence have been?
And so that is another topic, right?
Right.
And I can't. But I hate
to make it about race, but
what I'm saying is, before you get to race, there's something called class.
Mm-hmm.
And
okay.
There's something called political affiliation.
Right.
Marilyn Mosby is black. You're black. I guarantee. Go out and do the same thing. See if Marilyn Mosby come out and do anything for you.
If I need to reach a person, I'm gonna figure out a way because
but I'm saying Marilyn isn't going to.
I get your point though.
So that's what I mean. I'm not saying that there's nothing happens about race, that nothing happens about class, that nothing happens about. I'm saying that there is a hierarchy, and Marilyn is above you and I.
Yeah, of course. But then there's a white woman that could have been in the same position that's above.
Yeah,
her.
but now you're going off, because the thing about it is, Marilyn is in a protected class, and it's called a politician.
Class. Well, you know what?
We can't call Biden.
I mean,
you ain't got the man on the hotline. You definitely got to come out on the hotline.
It's unfortunate that the actions that she did was wrong. It's unfortunate, and I'm happy that it's just a simple year, house arrest, whatever the case may be, for her babies. You know what I'm saying? Like, as a mother, like, being that far away from your children, however long, that's the sad part. And I mean, whatever her reasonings were for doing what she did. Those are her reasons, and now she's dealing with the consequences. Because by all means, if you do, I'm not here to say that she shouldn't be punished because she was a black woman. My whole point is this:
Tell her to
my
take
only
down
reason
Wall
why I'm
Street.
saying-
Tell her to take down Wall Street.
My whole point now is, now that we know that there are certain
Yeah.
things that are going on within our political system and policies and so forth, what are we going to do about it? My thing is this: we can't keep talking about it and arresting people or trying to find little loopholes and stuff like that. We're at what point do we find some type of ability where we come together and actually create policies that are beneficial for
They don't want want that. And that's
'Cause the
black
rich wanna be
and that's
richer
black,
and the-
white, and indifferent. If you get a privilege, it does skin color don't trump green money.
Yes, it do.
No.
No, it does.
No. Because I'm gonna tell you right now, this is what 2024? This is 2024, right?
We're in 2024.
If your regular guy from the hood would have did what Diddy did, your regular black man from the hood, he'd have got them years. Diddy has money. Green money trumps race. Race is after class and money.
It is, but the thing about it is, being a black person and the decisions that you make when you have that much money, you're going to get scrutinized just because you do have
Harvey
that much
Weinstein's
money.
in jail. He's white and he's Jewish.
And we don't even. And we barely care about him.
But he's in jail.
But
he's in jail. They threw him to the wolves.
They threw him to the wolves.
He has
Same
two
way with R.
protected
Kelly.
class. He has two. He got a small hat and
because his shoe right there.
And he white.
That's who his crimes was against. His crimes was against white women.
But those are his women.
That's where we go.
But
That's
again,
it.
but if he's making the rules,
it was against a black woman.
But he makes the rules. You get what I'm saying?
I got you.
So he's abiding by his own rules. So what I'm saying is that money trumps that race. Yes, there are instances now when you're down to race. Like if we got to get all the way down to race, okay, yeah, I'm gonna put the white over the black. That's why I keep telling y'all stop falling for the farce of the mixed race person, because they always gonna pick them every time. But what I'm talking about first is always that political class, and that's why I'm saying if you wanna really change something, change what's on that paper.
Right, but that's why this is where I give Trump some credit, because Trump knew that he has a lot of stuff on him. The only way that Trump is able to get away with some of this stuff is if he puts himself in a political position.
But you don't get to be a billionaire without having.
You got smart people around you.
But the reason why, and I'm not a supporter of a party. I'm a supporter of what somebody does for me.
Policies, right?
Right. And the reason why I respected what Trump said when he was talking to the Democrats and Republicans, he looked at all of them and said, "Y'all keep talking about my taxes." But y'all don't change the law. Y'all actually, I'm not a politician.
I'm following
what y'all put in place. So that tells me that y'all are out here doing stuff that you shouldn't be doing.
Right.
That's why I benefit. He said I've paid Republicans and I paid Democrats. So that's why I look at what he's talking about, because it gives you an insight to how these people actually work.
I mean, I'm happy he benefits somebody. He just doesn't benefit me. So,
and with that, we're going to change.
He don't benefit me. So
we're going to change because I think y'all get caught up too much on the personal. I don't care about none of these people. Not Trump, not Biden, because personally, all these people got flaws. They're human beings.
Yeah,
right?
Of course.
I keep saying, I keep coming back to the paper. And I think the only thing black people have to realize is the reason why they get treated like they do is because they don't have an economic footing. Once they get an economic footing, the best person to go listen to is Dr. Claude Anderson. He's a black man, and he talks about powernomics and why black people are at the bottom. And they're at the bottom because they have no economic footing. You keep sitting out here voting for these damn Democrats. They don't care for you. They look at you the same as you think the Republicans look at you. They look at you the same.
People need
to
do the research.
You gotta get the economics, and the only way you get that is by coming together. And I guarantee you, and I'm gonna move on from this. I guarantee you, once they start recognizing those the migrants, black people gonna huddle together like I don't know what, because at the end of the day, it's gonna create another class of people, and you're gonna actually see. You're gonna actually see, but they're doing the same thing they did for black people. They let me give you an EBT card, all this stuff, right? Let me give you free. Yeah, right. But the difference is, and this is coming from a person who is Cuban. the difference is they know it. They know what they're doing, right?
They come here knowing what
right
the
because
benefits are
because they're coming from the outside in, right?
But that's any person coming
black
from
people
any
were
country.
inside already. They're coming from the outside. They already know, but they're going to allow them to do it, and then they're going to take that and make economic footing, and then they're going to say, yeah. So what the Republicans or the Democrats got for me?
And not only that, then they're just going to have us kill off each other.
So this political system is trash, and that's why I support people who want to go in and do anything to that political system. And I will say this also. The media didn't cover when the Democrats went in the Capitol, and they didn't want to cover that. So Democrats stormed, this is 2 years ago.
Listening.
Democrats stormed the Capitol and decided that they were not going to leave. They decided that they weren't going to leave. The media never covered it at all. All my family members was like, hey, we got to sit here and monitor this. All these daggone people in this building, none of them got removed.
None of them got removed. Were they violent?
Yes. They forced their way in the Capitol.
Well, then that's something that I need to educate myself on.
I'm
humble enough to know when I don't know something.
And then they decided to sit Indian style on the floor and say, I don't have to move. I don't have to go anywhere. But yet,
what year was this?
About 2 years ago. About 2 years ago. And I'll get you
what was it? What was that about?
I forget.
Biden was in office. So.
Yeah, but I forget what. I think Congress was voting on something. You know, it's always something in D.C. But my thing is, it didn't get any coverage because of who these people were aligned with, and that is my problem. If you can't break in the Capitol, you can't break in the Capitol, right?
Right.
But again, I didn't have a problem with those people sitting there because it's their tax dollars.
I mean, it's
their tax dollars.
It's all.
I'm paying for the police. I'm paying for that Capitol building. I'm paying for you to be no. This is our right. If I say don't do something and you do it and you work for me, man.
I got you. But this goes to my point. This might be a shameless plug, right? But I'm gonna plug it anyway. This is why we need more minorities in political positions or in legal positions to be able to educate people. I don't feel like us as black people, I feel like there's more people going into law. I feel like there's more black people going into politics, obviously. But I feel like, like I have my TV show that I'm working on, Truth High. And that show is all about being able to educate youth or young adults about the political system and the legal system. Thing. And so, like I said, shameless plug, Truth High.
No, it's not shameless. We'll put it in the description.
Yeah, so Truth High. And so this show right here can show you that you have options. Yeah. And it's like, you can choose this way or you can choose this way. But you have to think about the consequences that come with that, because everything is going to get backlash. Whether you choose to be a Democrat for your own personal reasons, you're going to get backlash. If you choose to be a Republican because of your own personal reasons, it's going to be backlash. But the thing about it is people need to educate themselves. People don't understand that there's nothing wrong with being a Republican, but understand what comes with being a Republican, meaning you need to know what your rights are, understand the policies.
You need to know either way. Most people don't know.
They don't want to know.
The people that are, a lot of the people I know that are Democrats don't know why they're Democrats.
Right. I understand why I'm a Democrat.
I don't care really because it's not me. Right.
I would love people regardless.
Yeah.
I mean, because people got.
I love my little juicy. I love it.
That's what I do, baby.
But at the end of the day, I just think people have to do the research. You have to know your rights. And I get the whole, it was violent and all that, but I'm looking at what the actual thing is that says that we can do in our Constitution. I think so many times as Americans, we don't look at the Constitution. We don't have to stand for none of this stuff. We're sitting here taking it. And I get that most people look at that as an extreme, but it's extreme right now. Most people are starving.
So what are your thoughts on Amber Rose? And I know we gotta.
So my thoughts on Amber, we probably agree on this. I can't take Amber seriously with head tattoo going across like
Girl,
that.
you took my line. I can't take it seriously. I mean, I know, look.
I can't take it seriously. I don't know. If she was Democrat last week, she Republican this week. I'm independent. She better not come over here.
Look, did the
with
whole
none of
slut
it.
walk? Did the whole slut walk?
And now you conservative. Girl.
I just want you to pick a side.
Yeah.
I mean, then now you got Jocelyn, the Puerto Rican mommy.
Okay. No Puerto Rican princess slander will be
No, I'm not doing no Puerto Rican princess slander, but I will say she got the Puerto Rican princess looking real good right now by making that move.
Okay.
So it's like, yeah, I feel like she actually is like, Jocelyn's probably somewhere like, I knew that bitch was motherfucking white, you know. I know Jocelyn's somewhere whatever.
I keep saying stop.
She picked her side, but my thing is this: no, we cannot take you seriously with this this forehead tattoo.
No,
it's not happening.
The independents, we don't want you.
If it's a money grab, get your money, boo. But you can't make a negative statement about Trump just 2 years ago and come back and contradict yourself, and now you're all on the Trump bandwagon. How much money did he give you? That's all you got to answer us, Amber. How much money is he giving you for this? Because we seen what happened to Chrisette Michelle and some other people that supported him. So,
well, no, I don't think, and okay, I'm glad that you brought Chrisette up, right? Mm-hmm. Because I don't think Chrisette supported him. I think Chrisette did what most artists do, right? They get paid for a job and they go and do the job. Whether or not you, you support somebody is on, because let's be clear, most of these artists go and perform at the Grammys.
Okay, so are you going to perform for Kamala Harris at the Howard University?
Is she cutting the check? Is she cutting the check?
You going for silk? You going for silk press?
Is she cutting the check? I be like, and then when we in the back, I'm like, girl, you said you wasn't doing nothing for, but that's afterwards. I'm going to
make sure that check clear. Make sure that check clear. Then let me say what's
because I'm about economic footing. I'm about generational wealth.
Respect.
I rarely get into people's personal because then I have to contend with something that isn't even in my space. Like Kamala ain't in my space, right? Like, even though we have a difference of opinion, you're a good person. You're in my space. So
I try.
But
you don't brag a lot, but I like
you're in my space. So yeah, I'll contend with what you're talking about. I don't care what Kamala's talking about because she's not in my space. Right. So, and I definitely didn't vote for her, so I don't feel no guilt that I haven't seen her in 4 years. She popped out with that silk press. I was like, please, ma'am, where have you been, twin? Because I have not seen her. I don't know what she does. I don't even like Joe Biden, but I at least know what he does. I can at least see him nod up. I haven't seen...
Don't do that to Joe. I know you ain't talking with Trump with his fresh tan and the boots with the
I would agree. The toupee be gone.
All the time Marjorie was doing this to her eyebrows. Her eyelash. She should have been doing that with Trump on top of that toupee.
Look, I can agree. Me and Trump, I be lighter than Trump. I agree. When you down there in Florida, child, that's how I be. They be spray tanning the hell out themselves.
Let me stop before I get hit.
Look, it's okay. Look, it's okay. It's okay. Whatever Kamala wants to do, but you're on my dime. You're on my dime. I need you to do something. You went to an actual HBCU. What? Okay. Trump actually made it to where the HBCUs didn't have to come back and keep asking for money. You had a quote unquote black president, and you got a quote unquote female vice president. Yeah, no, I'm gonna tell y'all the truth. I don't care. You got a quote unquote black female president that went to a HBCU. None of them fought for those HBCUs not to come back begging for federal dollars. Trump said, why you keep coming here? Oh, you need some? You know how you know how he does, right? He literally signed it so HBCUs didn't have to come back and keep asking for money. It was that easy.
Right. I mean, it's a lot of stuff that he.
I don't care what people want to say. Oh, well, he just wanted the black vote. So didn't Obama want the black vote? So didn't Biden vote? Okay, and didn't do a goddamn thing.
They did stuff for me.
No, I said for black people across the board. You keep talking about yourself. Black people across the board.
That's what it's about, though.
No.
It's an individual. People vote for their own individual.
What policy says black. Okay, we have a policy that says Asian. We got a policy that says Jewish now because Joe just did
I'm
that.
gonna make a policy.
What policy did any of the black politicians make? I'll wait.
I'm coming. I'm like right down the street from the Capitol building. If I got to do what I need to do, I'm gonna make some.
I love Jules.
I'm gonna do something.
But she didn't answer my question.
You said what did he do? They didn't do anything. But the thing about
That's
it is
my
at what
point.
My point is
why did you let the orange man bad?
Okay,
do something for HBCUs. You could have did it.
I got you on that, but it's done now. It's done. And the only thing.
But you got in off the fact that you're.
I got it.
That you're.
But what are we gonna do about it now? My thing is this.
It's already done. Orange man bad with the damn toothpaste.
I got it. We focused on the problems. My question now is like, as a society, we keep focused on all these different problems in our society.
Correct.
When are we going to start actually putting together solutions?
Well, I think. Well, to bring that all together, I do think that black and white people are starting to see the trees in the forest, right?
Can they hear them when they fall?
Yeah, I'm because they're seeing that they're being pit against each other. They're seeing that they're being played because you actually have more in common than you have not in common.
We agree,
right? And so I'm starting to see that they're like, especially with the migrant, right? And it's no shade because to me, if you see a lick, come get it, right? It's our politicians that make that lick easier, right? And so if another country right now, well, Dubai is doing it. They're offering Americans tons of money to come over there and stay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right, with way more benefits.
Yeah. So it's the same thing here.
Right.
I don't have any problem with it. But the person that I elected to come and do that, why aren't
they doing it?
They doing something about it. So I don't have no problem with the migrants because it is what it is. The thing about it is if nobody else is going to do anything about it, then the Americans have to come together and do something about it. Okay, maybe you don't want it to be as violent as storming the Capitol, but best believe you need to show them that you're not playing.
Here we go. That's my point. We don't have to storm the Capitol.
Okay, but protests ain't gonna get it, man.
But the thing about
protests ain't gonna get it because they don't care about that.
But my thing is this: for instance, if a person have a beef with me and then they come and punch me in my face, I don't give a fuck what you have to say because you've punched me in my face. So
if I'm paying you, if I'm paying you, if you're supposed to be doing you work.
We can have a conversation. People let's have a.
How many conversations have we had?
I don't know all the conversations that they've
had.
had.
Say how many conversations have black people had with these politicians?
I don't really particularly know, but apparently they don't have. My thing is this: we clearly don't have the right people in the positions to actually execute these things.
Correct.
But this is why some of these people, celebrities, irritate me because you got so much stuff to talk about all these political positions and stuff like that and who you're not endorsing and what you're supporting and whatever. Go in those positions and actually be those people that you're talking about so damn much. But no, you don't want to do that because you know what comes with being in those positions. People are going to start dissecting everything about you. So my thing is, instead of trying to criticize the system that's in place, actually go into the system and do the fucking job. Like, stop talking about
the system, the system is already corrupt, right?
It is.
So when you look at what the system is built off of, it's built off of ancient Rome. Ancient Rome, once it became corrupt, it fell. The system is going to have to fail.
Right.
Which it's going to do. It's going to do a reset.
Have you seen Origin, the movie Origins? With that's a true story. You gotta check it out. We'll talk about it another time. But that's pretty much, it was talking about how like the systems were designed and how race played a part and how we built like the ancient countries, like, you know. And so she went to India and she went to Europe and she went to Germany and she was trying to figure out where racism actually, the origins of racism and where it actually started from. And so it's a really interesting stuff on how these governments and how these political positions came into play and how they were built and how these systems were, I can't think of anything right now because of the drink. But the whole reality is, if you want change to happen, you have to be the change that you want to see. Stop talking about it. Do something about it. That's the reason why I created my show, Truth High, to be able to get them at a younger age instead of waiting till people come into this world and then trying to figure it out and navigate the laws and the policies that are going against them or that could benefit them. So instead of talking about it, actually show people people what they need to do to make the system better, or actually just make the system be a part of the change. Like, and that's the part that irritates
I can
me the
agree.
most.
I just think that this won't gonna have to fall to actually get everybody
like it's
heard,
already
because it is, and the Banks is going with it. Yoo-hoo. We're gonna move to these last couple little topics. Fannie Willis is this next topic here, so we're gonna react to that real quick.
Coverage in the Georgia election interference case, Fulton County District Attorney Fannie Willis.
I just want to say, ma'am, whoever this is, that hair looks very good. You look great. That's all I wanted to say.
Willis has filed an appeal against the judge's decision to dismiss some charges against former President Donald Trump and other defendants. This is what we know. Back in March, Superior Court Judge Scott McAfee, he quashed 6 counts of the indictment, including 3 against former President Donald Trump. The DA's appeal does not say why an appeals court should reverse this dismissal. But the appeal on Thursday, it came after a state Senate committee heard new testimony in its investigation into misconduct claims against DA Willis and her office. That testimony from a former employee who claims the office planned to use grant funds illegally and then retaliated against her when she raised concerns. And make sure to tune in.
Okay, so now you see there are other black women trying to be above board, and Fannie is not letting them. So do you see why I say that race is not the first determining factor? Hell, not even gender. You know what I mean? Because Fannie is like, I know I did something highly illegally, right? Highly illegal. And using these people's funds inappropriately. Now, I'm trying to literally prosecute somebody else in a political position for doing something illegal when I did something highly illegal, right? And let's make it worse. Trump didn't use anybody's funds. She did.
Okay.
So I'm like, you use people's money and you're trying to do, ma'am, that's not going to work. The same way you're trying to prosecute, the slime gang and Young Thug and them, and you used to be their attorney. So you have inside ma'am, this woman is this is what I be talking about, and this is why I'm saying that this doesn't work when you want to promote a black woman, or you want to promote, minorities, because this doesn't represent it. She's not representing that. She's representing what I said before, that system. She's representing the system. She's not representing. The system already thinks of minority women as a certain way.
Right.
And they allow her to do that because, again, they knew they can use that later. This is the Democratic Party, right? So, of course, I'm not saying that it was right or wrong for her to drop the charges or whatever against Trump. But ma'am, you can't be doing that when you're doing this. So, and you want to keep your job, and they just voted her back in. So there you go. And now the black voting base in Georgia has switched
her, yeah.
Has switched, right? She's the DA, but they have now a larger Republican base in Georgia amongst black voters. So she's looking at it from the system. And this is why I say I never really pay attention to what these people look like.
Right. Because of what they represent behind it. No, I don't disagree with you on this one. I can't even there's no way you can defend. You can't defend. It's just some stuff you just can't defend. And I mean, I might be partial with Marilyn Mosby because of the things that she did. So that's probably where that bias comes from. People can slander me all you want. I don't care. What you shit don't make me eat nothing. I don't care. So what you eat don't make me shit. So I don't care what you have to say. But in this particular case, I think that you can't go after someone for the same thing that you're doing. It's a double-sided sword in this case, because it's you cannot do that. And it's unfortunate that some people get into positions and they abuse the power that they have. And then you abuse the people that put you in those elected positions.
Yes.
And that is the part where I feel like it is unfortunate for the American people, because you're trusting these political people to do right by your money, your tax money, and by your state, and actually honor the positions that you have.
Yeah.
So I can't defend Fannie. I can't defend Tiffany. You know what I'm saying? It's just some stuff you
I'm
just
glad
can't
you
defend.
brought Tiffany
I can't defend it. So yeah. Go ahead. Yeah, look, go ahead, play the next one. Cause I can't support that. Like,
last but not least is our favorite city girl, Tiffany Hayward of Dalton. FBI is co-owned to her. So let's react to that really quick. Lord.
Fox 32 has information that indicates the FBI has launched an investigation into controversial Dalton mayor and Thornton Township supervisor Tiffany Hayward.
Dane Placco has been following allegations of her misspending and joins us now with an update.
We've been reporting for nearly 2 years on allegations of corruption surrounding Hayward in her capacity as Dalton mayor and Thornton Township supervisor. And now we've learned from multiple sources that federal agents are in fact interviewing witnesses as part of a possible investigation that may or may not result in charges.
Did the FBI agents you talked to seem serious about
very serious
concerns?
Very serious. Very.
Lawrence Gardner owns a U-Haul rental and trucking business in South Suburban Dalton and says he went to the FBI several months ago, frustrated that the village of Dalton would not renew his business license. Gardner says he's been harassed and his business raided and shut down by Dalton police. He believes because he refused to make a donation to a civic event sponsored by Dalton Mayor Tiffany Hayward.
And I talked to a couple of agents and I explained them what was going on. I gave them all my paperwork to show them what was happening in court and what was happening in Dalton. And they told me they was investigating and they would be in touch with me.
Gardner is one of 6 people.
So to fast forward to now, she's literally being investigated across the board of all the nonsense that she's done to people like this. Dalton is a black town.
her own people.
Again, I say, I don't look at the skin color of these people. It doesn't matter because what comes first is that system, and that is the political affiliation. And to take all of, and we talked about this before, but to take all of the money, go on trips, take your, take the guy friends you want to take, go out of town, girl flying first class, doing all this stuff on the dimes of people who at, a max, most of those people make like 30, 40,000 a year. Right? You're taking their property taxes and, their income taxes and things like that, and doing what?
You're not even doing right by your people.
Well, I'm sorry, city tax. And yeah, and doing what?
You're not doing right by your people. It's unfortunate because I look at it like this. She know better. And it's just foul. Like, I can't even, I'm just like, wait a minute. So this man right here can't even renew his business license.
She need nowhere to call for real.
And it's like, I'm just like, ma'am, you really up here trying to, you coming in between somebody else's money, somebody else's way of living, somebody else's
black
lifestyle.
Person
and it's a black woman at that. And it's like, I get it. I get that the system is what the system is, okay? We have a janky political system, okay? A janky government system. The system was not designed for our benefit. That's just the reality of what it is. But when you get in a position like that, you don't take advantage of the power that has been bestowed upon you. These people clearly trusted you and put you in that position. And for you to then go and use their money for your own benefit, it is freaking disgusting.
Yeah.
And I know, this is one of them times where I'm like, damn, somebody probably well, white people, I can't even say my little white case because you got me. You got me on the whole situation of what it is that she's doing this to her own people. And that's not right. And I wish that when we do get in positions like that, you have people, they abuse their power.
But let's be clear. If most of America is white and the government is scheming out on the American people, then white people are scheming out on white people, right? Which they have been doing anyway, which is the reason why they ran from England in the first place, right? Even though they came over here and did fraudulent things, and took other lands. But I understand why somebody would want to leave.
Right.
Right? Because of what was happening. So I'm just looking at it from that point. Trust me, I understand it's a deeper point. My grandmama's Native American. I understand all of that. But I'm just talking about from just that aspect. When a government starts acting tyrannical like that, I understand why you want to leave. Right? I understand why you want to make a difference, a change. You got these people in this small town being subjected to that. Right?
They like, I asked for this, right? I mean, they put her in that position because they trusted her to do right, because she probably came off as like the home girl, like probably like the home girl. Like, I'm going to look out for my people.
Because you constantly think skin folk,
and you think skin folk, kinfolk, whatever the case may be.
So I don't vote.
But I get your
want
reason.
to.
I get your rationale on that, because it's like, just because this person is this color does not mean that they're in our benefit. No,
Correct.
not at all.
Correct.
But I'm just almost like, it's unfortunate that black people or white people, they sell themselves. I mean, obviously it's people.
They do it all the time.
They do it all the time. It's like some white folks that don't got
They
nothing.
sold out the whole Midwest to all their factories. All the white people like, what happened?
And they
white people do that to white
internet.
people.
Yeah, with no internet, with no, still going to outhouses. Like, it's parts of the world that still have to go outside to use the bathroom. And it's unfortunate. And I have perspectives on that, and that's a whole nother deeper topic, because I'm just like, I mean, just what happens if you put all the broke black people and all the broke white people together, and they actually came together and actually had a deep conversation.
That's what I said, because I know them on both sides of the spectrum. And just, I mean, this little town I live in now, I actually do better than all of the white people that actually live in this town.
Right, but you can't say that too loud.
Shit, I say it all the time.
Can't say it too loud.
I say it all the time.
I mean, and that's the thing.
But I understand that. That's why I said class comes before that, the race thing. Now, if you have race and the class, now you a double, as they like to call it, a double privileged person, right?
Race. The class, yeah.
And then gender and all the other stuff, right? But that money comes first, and they gonna show up for that green before they show up for anything else. And they show up for that system before they show up to anything else. So if black and white people actually want to make a change, they gotta stop showing up for that system and actually show up for the people.
And
stop voting them city girls in.
Look, you can vote some. Just do your research. Next
they gonna be voting hot girls with Cheetos.
We're not here to tell you who to vote for. You make your own political decision based on what worked for you.
Correct.
Don't do it. My lifestyle ain't your lifestyle, and it ain't Micca lifestyle, my lifestyle, and vice versa.
Correct.
So you got to do what works for you. And some people decide based on, they put their own self aside and say, no, what's going to work for the whole country. So, I mean, in theory, everyone has their decision. Everyone was born in this country is entitled to their vote. Do what you choose to do with it. But in situations where you get in a position of power or of influence, do right by the people, because one thing's for sure and two things for certain. Karma is a bitch.
Yep.
And the truth always has a way of coming to the light. So I don't seek revenge on anybody that does wrong by me or just does wrong in general. Why? Because their own karma is going to catch up with them in their own way. Yep. And that is a result of what's going on with
this
right now.
This is 2024. This is the year of Aquarius. I know some of y'all don't care about horoscope, but it doesn't matter. It's coming. Cat Williams told y'all.
The year of truth. It's the year of truth.
It's the year of the red cup. So with that, we're going to end it here. But, I want to say to the audience, like, when you're passionate about things, like, just be really passionate, but be able to have a conversation, be able to articulate your thoughts, and then at the end, be able to come together. Because I think a lot of times people let their passions or their own thoughts and biases get in the way of understanding where somebody else is coming from.
Correct.
Even if I don't agree with something, I can still try to understand where somebody comes from. And so, just so the audience knows, I always appreciate that, and that's why I appreciate having you here. Because, child, we can go at it all day, and then an hour later we be like, "Oh, what you doing?"
Cooking dinner, going to get dinner,
which is rare, especially in our generation, because everybody's so sensitive. Everybody is so, so aligned.
Me too old.
Girl,
It's like, you
girl,
know,
speak for yourself. Thank y'all for tuning in.
I'm old. I don't care. I own almost 40, and I'll take it with a badge of honor because I look younger than some folk. But it's the year of truth. It's the year of truth. I'm owning mine because some people don't get to this age. So I'm thankful and I'm honored. But with age comes a certain level of wisdom and understanding and knowing that people are not going to always agree with me, but you can have a respectful conversation.
Correct. So again, I always want to thank y'all for tuning in to the Wake Up Podcast. Like, subscribe, go down in the comments, talk about me, talk about Jules, whatever you want to say, just be respectful. You can disagree without being disrespectful. Anyway, like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one.
Peace.